Hey folks, welcome back to our upgraded survival series. Glad you could make it out. We'll just kind of hop into things today and by tackling our first problem, that being our lack of food. I have resorted to eating rotten flesh as my main food source, which is not very good. As you can see, I'm already running out. So I've gone ahead and started just a little farm, but it's not producing near the amount that I'm going to need to survive. So I thought we could go ahead and get started by making a little farm. I've plotted out a spot for it, and I've kind of laid out the general plan for how this is going to work. So we're going to have, I believe this is only 7 blocks wide right now. I need to expand it 2 more. So we can have a stretch of 9 blocks of farmland, and I think about 7 or 8 blocks long of the farmland that'll hopefully end somewhere back here. And we'll have a button that we'll press that'll lift up a couple pistons that'll flow water throughout the whole crops and collect everything, and then send it down there for us to collect. And then all we have to do is just come up the stairs, replant everything, and then hopefully it'll work out great. And also prevent these dunderheads from walking all over our stuff. Isn't that right? See, he agrees. So we'll only need a couple things today. I'm thinking we're going to need, I want to say, just 8 pistons. Yeah, 8 pistons, because we're going to have 4 stretches on either side of farmland. Thankfully, I've been doing a little bit of mining off camera, just because, you know, that's more boring stuff. Just been exploring the mine down there. So I'll go ahead and get the things crafted that we need, and I'll go ahead and we'll build the thing together. Alright, I think I've gotten everything that we need here to build the whole thing. It's not going to be super complicated. I still need to expand this out 2 more blocks to the side. All it's really going to do is that switch that I was talking about is we're going to place 8 pistons along the back wall here, 4 on each side of like a middle path, which I believe will be, yeah, right here. A middle path. Through that path we'll have a stream of water running down to, you know, a landing spot right there where I can pick everything up. The pistons will be, there'll be 2 more blocks over there, but they'll be behind about right there, blocking some water, and the water will just run out and, you know, collapse all the crops and collect it for us, and, you know, send it down over there. So we'll go ahead and, actually, now that I think about it, I think we can just have a whole row. We don't need to have that stretch in the middle. But I'll go ahead and clear out some more real quick and get back to it. Alright, so I've gone ahead and gotten us a finished outside look and kind of laid out what we need to have happen for it. I've also had the idea while I was building for the drop mechanism to also be piston powered. So whenever we flick a switch, I might even just have it right here. Two blocks will be right here with pistons behind them. Those pistons will retract, and everything that falls from there will fall down just right here, and I can just pick it up and then run up and go replant everything. So inside here, we've got the basic dirt. This is going to be a little bit bigger than I thought. I wasn't thinking it was going to be this big, but I dug out that far back. May as well have it that far back. So what we're going to have happen is, like I said before, we're going to have, I think the pistons will have to be on the ceiling for this to work. Pistons just facing down, that'll remain constantly on. So we'll have water that's placed back there. That water will, are you done? Okay, that water will have a reach of, that's the standard 8 blocks. So that's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And because I want it to drop down further, the 1 will be right here and it'll reset itself. And it'll land on this little patch right here, which will flow towards the middle. I'm thinking we'll just put signs right here, and then all the blocks will just collect right here without any of the water coming down. So I'll go ahead and start getting things wired. For these two pistons down here, these will need to be sticky pistons. Thankfully, I've found 2 slimes down in while I've been caving. I think I found a few more, but I've only gotten 2 slime balls so far, which is just the right amount for what we need today. I have an idea of where a slime chunk is now because I found like 3 slimes in a certain area. But being that I can't use coordinates, I don't know exactly what I'm doing, so we'll have to figure that out. Here they are. Let's go ahead and make our 2 sticky pistons. I think we have enough stuff. I think 4 repeaters should be enough to extend. I don't think we're going to have the switch going very far at all. So let's go ahead and get these placed. And because this is lever powered, I could do a button power with the T flip-flop, so that way these are always powered. But because it's lever, I don't need to worry about putting redstone torches. I can just have that always on and active. So I'll go ahead and dig the tunnel up to the pistons up there. Go ahead and wire everything. Alrighty, I've gotten our tunnel all mined out, so we can go ahead and start wiring everything. So from this lever, we're going to have, we want that off right now. From this lever, we'll have these 2 redstone leading to these pistons. The reason it's kind of flip-flopped like that is so I don't have to use repeaters. Otherwise, these 2 redstone pieces will just connect and not power those 2. So we have to have it like this because it's cheaper. And because it's so close, we don't need a repeater yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So about here, I believe, is where we can put our first repeater. And if we go all the way up this path, I think we're okay to just put a repeater right there, just so it stretches the whole thing. Yeah. There we go. So it's pretty basic. So under these blocks are all of our pistons. Apparently you can't go through that. That's weird. Hold on. You can walk that way, but you can't walk back. That's interesting. And crouching doesn't work either in this version. I don't think that changes your height. So we'll leave that open. And I have it all lit up so mobs don't spawn back here. And I think that should be it. See there. Now if we leave that on and we put these two blocks right here, that'll be covered. Flip it, it'll open, everything will drop down. So let's go. Oh, I got trampled again. One of these days. So let's go up here, make sure this is working. I assume it should. Yes. Perfect. I'm currently poor and can't afford any other lighting system than torches. I need to find some pumpkin seeds. I found 2 mob spawners so far, but no pumpkin seeds. But I think I can just find regular pumpkins in this version. So I'll go ahead and try and find those eventually, so I can replace all these with like jack-o'-lanterns, or we can even just go into the nether and get some glowstone, because I wanted to have lighting on the ceiling, but for right now these torches along the side will have to do. There we go. So I think we're just about ready. Actually, I think we are ready to put water in. Should only need 2 buckets. There we go. So if you click on the right one. Bam. Bam. Okay, now that everything's running, we'll double check, make sure this works. I'm not sure if I'll need to place anything down around here. I think it should flow fine. If not, I'll go ahead and just place a sign, or place signs all along right here. That way it won't collide with any water that's right there. And something peculiar is happening with the sheep. I'm not sure if it's just the version or if it's the world, but I sheared these guys like, I want to say 45 minutes ago. And none of them have eaten the grass or regrown their wool at all, so that's going to be a small problem. Saying this reminds me of the goal list that I've set for this version that I want to complete before we move on to version 1.1, I believe. It's not a big list. It's just 4 things that need to be completed, no particular order. The first being nether travel, so I want to go to nether and also brew a potion. So those things kind of go hand in hand. I also want to get a basic mob grinder started. I found a skeleton spawner close underground, somewhere around there. So we'll probably use that one and not that zombie spawner that's way off in the distance. And on top of those things, those are just in-game things, and the out-of-game thing I want is 2 weeks of playtime. So I've started, I think, 3 days ago, 4 days ago. So we're about halfway through the first week, and I just want to play it for at least 2 weeks before we can move up versions. But also, oh, wrong thing. Also, terrible thing that I've also remembered. Same as the door, where it's only a singular door crafted, it is now only 1 sign that is crafted, which is a travesty to say the least. Oh, and they don't stack. Alright, got our last 2 signs here, so we'll just place them probably right here, just so they're not as visible. And then we can place our water on either side here. It should just flow to the middle and it'll drop on those blocks. So I think there we go. That should be about done. Oh, there is one more thing we need to consider, and that is one short. That is, we need to basically get these plants wet, the crops wet, so that way they grow and don't just, disintegrate into ash and everything, the whole shebang. So I think I made this 8 just so I didn't have to put water in the middle. So I think that one patch should 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that'll reach everything that we need. Last 2 waters right here. Bam. Wacha. Okay, I think it's just about done. All that's really left to do is get a little entrance going, because that's a little rough, if I'm going to be honest. I don't want that to be permanent. We can, in the meantime, go ahead and get these planted at least. And the ground tilled. Make sure everything works alright. I'm a little concerned about lighting in the middle. I don't think it'll be an issue because the room's not wide enough. These torches should reach. I'm not sure the light level of the torches. I think they're 13. So if we go 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, should be about 9 blocks of light right there on the crop. Maybe 8. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember if the torch light is 12 or 13. It could even be the full 15, but I'm not sure. So hopefully this turns out okay. And I forget, walking on crops is just absolutely abysmal. So we'll just leave it at that. I'm not really sure what to do with this entrance here. It's a little tricky. I think we'll just have it... I think we'll have it come up maybe just right here. Alright, so we've kind of gotten basic outline for the entranceway. Probably should have checked in a little sooner, but got ahead of myself. So we're just going to have pretty basic staircase. I decided on the entrance being on the outside instead of kind of the inside, just because I think a staircase on the outside would look a little cooler and almost like a little more, oh, that's a problem, a little more lived in, I should say. Or I guess it'll fill out the area more. That's probably a better way to word it. I think we'll have to extend that. There we go. There it is. Maybe I think we'll have stone brick right here too. And then we'll have to replace this floor. Yes, I'm leaving it hollow in the middle because I'm cheap. It's your problem, not mine. All I'm saying. Let's throw a torch right there. There, so now it looks like it's got a good foundation going, and then you walk up. It looks a little bit nicer. Kind of tough to put a good block there. Go ahead and we'll just block this off. I think I'll use this maybe for storage. So we'll put like a little door here or something. And so it doesn't have to look too fancy. But we'll block it off right there. There we go. I think that's okay. And also in this version, no upside down stairs. Or I don't even think stairs connect. If you go like that, yeah, they go in a corner like that usually, but now they're just fully blocked stairs, and can't do them upside down either, which is a little unfortunate, but I think we'll survive, I think. So, I think we'll wait until these grow to test it out. I don't want to, turn it on and then destroy all these seeds, because there's a good chance that they don't drop back. So we'll just leave it for now and we'll check in later. Okay, I do want to try something, just some testing. I want to see if, because I know breeding was added in this version, I want to see if maybe these two breeding will cause them to maybe update and maybe eat grass and regrow their fur. I'm not sure if that'll work, but we'll see. And apparently, I didn't know this, in this version, chickens also follow. Do they eat Oh, they do eat it. They apparently eat wheat and follow wheat instead of seeds. So, that's cool. Okay. So I've been watching these guys for about, I'm going to say 5-10 minutes now. And sheep grew wool, which is fine. I'll probably shear it to see if it'll eat stuff. But these guys haven't, so I'm curious if maybe it's the biome that we're in and they don't accept the grass. I want to go to the plains over there and test it out. Let's go ahead and shear. Let's shear this guy real quick. And we'll wait and see before I go do that. There we go. I believe crops are coming on nicely. We'll go check on them real quick. See if we can't do our first test run of the farmland. That did not grow as much as I would hoped. Alright, so we'll leave that again for now. Get back to that eventually. Yeah, we'll see if he eats more grass and replenishes his wool. I could be wrong. Maybe that's not even a feature, but I thought it was. We'll just have to wait and see. Pumpkin. Alright, so we've got some sheep wrangled up here. I went ahead and sheared them. 2 of these are just regular white sheep. One of them is a black sheep, one of those guys. So maybe the color change will make a difference. I doubt it. But we are in a different biome. I'm 90% sure because, the grass colors is different here. I couldn't find any in the plains way over there. It was just pigs. So we'll go ahead and just give it about 5 minutes, see what happens, and we'll report back. Alright, so it's been about 5 minutes, and nothing has changed. I didn't think it would, considering I haven't seen any, eaten blocks, right here. This is where a tree was, that's why it's still dirt. But I haven't seen any sheep eating it. Maybe them being sheared would help. Doesn't seem to have. I think the last test I want to pull is I'm just going to create a new world and see if maybe it's just this world. If so, I'm not sure what we'll do moving forward. Maybe the next update will help. But for now, it seems sheep, once they're sheared, become completely useless. Alright, so I went into another world and ran into the same issue, so I believe it's just a version problem. I'm not sure if this is the update when shears were first added, so that way you could shear sheep, because I know it used to be the way you would get wool is you would just punch a sheep and wool would drop. So I don't know if shearing it made a bug in the AI or something, but we might need to upgrade version sooner. Then again, it's not really pressing. If there's a version 1.0.1, then I'll upgrade to that or something like that. If not, we'll just wait the 2 weeks. Sheep wool isn't really that important to us right now, so I'm not really in a rush for that. This guy seems to have infiltrated our area right here. Ow! Jeez Louise. It's tough too. Secret strat. He wasn't ready for it. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. We'll worry about that later. But I got some bone meal that we're just going to use on our plants up here. Just on the ones that, aren't done yet. Doesn't have to be everything. I missed those. Whatever. Alright, I think we're ready for our first real test. Here's hoping everything works. We did check the pistons, so I'm not worried about that having any issues. Also planted our pumpkin that we got, so should be getting more soon. Alright, moment of truth. Not sure how long it'll take. And I'm also thinking we might have run into an issue. Hold on. Ah, well, there's our first problem. That. I'm not sure what happened there. I think our wiring just got flooded, though. Our wiring definitely just got flooded. Alright, I don't know how that happened. But, I don't think I'm going to be able to fix that without cave diving down here. Let's see. Come on, we're almost there. I'm not sure if I just forgot to replace a block or something happened. I'm assuming I just forgot to replace a block. There we go. Luckily it's not too complex. There we go. Okay, we're somehow one redstone short. Not sure how that happened. We'll have to go grab another one. But hey, it works. Mostly. Hold on. The thing that I really wanted to check, let's grab a redstone so we can shut it off, is that drop down I realize might prevent the items from fully dropping. I'm not sure. Hey buddy. Please don't follow me in, okay? Oh yeah. Finish placing this. I think that's given enough time so that we can block that. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay, nothing got stuck there. That's good. That was what I was worried about, but we seem to be okay. Some of it made it. Let's go ahead and try it again. Okay, that updates for some reason. Okay. Seems to be working fine now. I think what was happening was, I guess I forgot to replace 2 blocks right there, and all the water started flowing back into that, and it glitched, and only like a little, the blocks that I placed it back under flowed through, and that's why we only got a little bit. But it seems to be working all right now. Let's go ahead. I think this door will be a bit of a problem, but I think we'll be okay for right now. If something catches on it, I'm coming back up here anyways, so I think we'll be okay. But yeah, here's the plan. Boom, now we just pick everything up, shut it off, and we're all good. Alright. So I think we're good to go plant the whole thing now, and that farm should be basically complete. Shouldn't be anything else we need to add to it besides, you know, the pumpkin lighting on the ceilings, just so we don't have to have torches in here. But yeah, so I'll go ahead and plant everything real quick. Alright, so now should be all planted and ready to go for our full usage of the you know, farm and everything. So I think we'll just leave it at that. I don't think I have enough time for getting that little gatehouse that I was thinking built up there, so that I'll have to be a future thing. I'll go ahead and look into what's going on with these sheep and see if I can, you know, update into a maybe like even a snapshot version. I'm not sure if the launcher goes back that far, but we'll see. I think we're good to call it there for today. First project's all done, ready to be used, and thank you guys for watching. Catch you in the next one.